introduce you to our first speaker, which I'm proud to say that I actually know both of our speakers tonight instead of not knowing them, so I get to give a proper introduction. Our first speaker is Emily, and I met her when she first came in, and she's got a light that everybody should know because her sobriety glows, and I can't wait to hear what she has to say.
Hi, my name is Emily, and I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Emily.
My sobriety date is July the 10th of this year, and tomorrow I will have 5 months. I have a sponsor, and I sponsor others, and as of tonight, this is my home group. What it was like, what happened, and what I'm like now. I was born in South Carolina. I'm 20 years old, and I don't know. I don't really want to talk too much about all that, but I came from a really kind of dysfunctional alcoholic family, and I have 3 sisters, or no, I have 2 sisters, I'm sorry, and we grew up kind of how we wanted to. My parents weren't ever really available to us. When I was 10, I lost my oldest sister in a car accident, and after that, it was just kind of like we were pretty much allowed to do whatever we wanted, whenever we wanted. And that's how I lived for a really, really long time, and I don't ever really remember fitting in. I was like a really strange kid. My next door neighbors were a Catholic family of like 10 children, and the whole time I'm not Catholic, and the whole time I was growing up, I like went to mass with them and like all this weird stuff because I wanted to fit in and I wanted them to like me. And now when I think about being a kid, that's what I think about. And I don't know, I started drinking really early, and I really liked it because it helped me to be a chameleon to everybody, and it helped me feel like I fit in. So I ended up in my first treatment center when I was 17 and stayed there for a little while, not too long. Got out of there, and my alcoholism really took off from that point. I was in a really bad relationship for like 3 years, and was living a life like I was 25 years old, and I wasn't. My dad died when I was 15 from a drug overdose, and after that I felt like I could use that as my excuse to do whatever I wanted. And I felt like if all of the things that had happened to me had happened to you, then you would drink like I did. So that's what I did, and I really had no respect for anybody, and I didn't have any respect for myself, and I treated my family terribly, and especially my mother, and did a lot of awful things, and I just wasn't a good person. So by the time I was 19, I had been to 2 rehabs and 3 detoxes, and I got really, really comfortable with that. I would be there, and I would just like think that it was okay, and that, you know, I wasn't as bad as any of those people, and they were feeding me drugs while I was in there, so I thought it was amazing. I didn't see anything wrong with the way that I was living. I tried moving, I tried different boyfriends, I tried everything imaginable besides doing what I knew that I had to do, because I was introduced to this when I was 17, and I just didn't want to believe that I was an alcoholic. I moved to Texas, and when I came back from Texas, story of my life, I met a guy and thought that I was just going to like get sober and everything was going to be great. And how it works, they tell us that half measures availed us nothing, and I didn't believe that. I thought that I was an exception to that, and it didn't, and I hurt some more people. But out of that, I met my sponsor, and I can say with everything in me that that woman has saved my life. And now I got to work steps with her, and I got to go through the big book that I didn't think that anything in it applied to me whatsoever. And what's happened is I got to do a 5th step and have somebody tell me that all of the things that I did, she did. and that I didn't have to live like that anymore. And after I went back out, what I really remember is I was sitting on her couch like 2 days later, and I was hysterically crying. And she looked at me and she told me that I never had to feel like that ever again. And I think that that was the first time that I ever really believed somebody in this program. And she told me that if I wanted what she had, that I was going to do what she did. And so that's what I've been doing. And after I worked my fifth step, we got right into me making amends. And I got to sit down with my mom, who for years and years I did nothing but hurt and lie to. And for the first time in my whole life, I got to sit down with her and look her in the eye and know that I wasn't lying to her anymore. And I didn't say that I was sorry, I just told her that I was going to be a better daughter. And I've been able to do that. I got invited to my niece's birthday party, which was probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. It was awesome. I got to like sit with them and eat with them, and nobody was mad at me, and nobody thought that I was drunk. And probably the most important thing that's really hard for me to talk about without crying is a relationship that I have found with God. I didn't think that God cared about me, and I thought that God took my dad from me, and I thought that God had done a lot of awful things to me, and that just isn't true today anymore. I get to pray and actually believe what I'm praying, and I get to see God working in my life through other people, and that's been one of like the biggest rewards that I think I'll ever get. I just recently started sponsoring somebody, and I called my sponsor the other night and just told her thank you, because I never ever thought that I was ever going to be alive to do that. And I always used to come to meetings and look around and not feel like I was ever going to get it. And I didn't understand how everybody was getting it. I didn't understand how boyfriends that I had were getting it. I didn't understand how sponsors that I had got it. I just didn't get it. And I don't know if I have all of it, but I feel like I'm getting there some days. And I don't know. I just have so much gratitude for this, and I never thought that I would be that person to say that. And I talk to the girl that I'm sponsoring, and I can't really believe what's been coming out of my mouth lately. Like it's, and I believe all of it, and I get to like walk through life today with my head held high, and I don't have to worry about, you know, stealing from you or what I can get from you or what you're going to get to me. And I've found that I have peace when I'm by myself, and that was one thing that I was never able to have. I was always searching for something somewhere else, with someone else, anything just so I didn't have to be alone. And today when I walk through life, and I walk through life with God, and I walk through life with my sponsor, and amazing women that I've gotten to meet because of this, I'm never alone. And I guess that's all I have. I don't know if that was 10 minutes, but.
Thank you again, Emily. It's amazing when you hear somebody and you can identify with everything that they've been through, and I can relate it to my own experience. It's powerful. It's really, really powerful. It just goes to show you that this program works. At this time, would Chris B. please come and read the traditions?
Chris Boucher, alcoholic. These are the 12 traditions of Alcoholics Anonymous. 1, our common welfare should come first. Personal recovery depends on AA unity. 2, for our group purpose there is but one ultimate authority, a loving God as he may express himself in our group conscience. Our leaders are but trusted servants, they do not govern. 3, the only requirement for AA membership is a desire to stop drinking. 4, each group should be autonomous except in matters affecting other groups or AA as a whole. 5, each group has but one primary purpose, to carry its message to the alcoholic who still suffers. 6, an AA group ought never endorse, finance, or lend the AA name to any related facility or outside enterprise, lest problems of money, property, and prestige divert us from our primary purpose. 7, every AA group ought to be fully self-supporting, declining outside contributions. 8, Alcoholics Anonymous should remain forever non-professional, but our service centers may employ special workers. 9, AA as such ought never be organized, but we may create service boards or committees directly responsible to those they serve. 10, Alcoholics Anonymous has no opinion on outside issues, hence the AA name ought never be drawn into public controversy. 11, our public relations policy is based on attraction rather than promotion. We need always maintain personal anonymity at the level of press, radio, and films. And 12, anonymity is the spiritual foundation of all our traditions, ever reminding us to place principles before personalities.
And would Cliff please come up and do the chips?
Oh, that's me. Hey, I'm so glad we made it. How y'all doing today? I never could have made it. All right. All right, we got the chips here. And over here on the East Coast, we got a system what we use. West Coast, okay, East Coast, West Coast. See, that lets you know where I know where I'm at. You hear me? Mm-hmm. Well, we have a chip system to denote time of sobriety. So we start with the silver chip, which is this chip of surrender. When you're tired of being tore up from the floor up, when you're tired of going to Walmart doing things you ain't supposed to do because you ain't got no money, then you take this here. Anybody for a sign of surrender chip? What we tell them? Keep coming back. All right, we got a chip for 1 month. Do we have anybody with 1 month of sobriety? All right. Then we got a 2-month chip. Anybody with 2 months clean time? Clean and sober time. It's a drug is a drug is a drug, remember. We got a 3-month chip. Anybody with 3 months sobriety? Here we go. Here we go, 3 months. All right. All right, that was Desiree. All right. Okay. We got well, just a minute. Just a minute. Just wait a minute. And we got 6 months. We got a 6 month. Anybody with 6 months? 6 months. All right. Here we go. Okay, here you go, Lana. Okay, that was Penny and Lana. Penny and Lana. Okay, now we have a 9-month chip. And that Bouchard. Oh! And that was Chris. Okay, we have a fancy chip for a year, multiples thereof. Do we have anybody? All right, here we go. John.